Hey guys, and welcome to, I guess I'm doing another video, and hopefully this one will be optimally structured. So by the title of the video, I'm just going to talk about how I got through the IB, um, over the past 2 years. It's been one hell of a journey, I have to admit, and I'm still, it's been days since I got my results. It's like 30th July right now. Hey guys, it's the next day, and actually, I looked at the stuff that I filmed, and I didn't really like what I filmed because I didn't think I was speaking concisely and I'm not speaking fast enough. So here's like a brand new version of what I did. So what's good note-taking? Good note-taking is when you can conveniently take stuff out of your notebook and then revise the information that you want to advise really quickly and really effectively. So the first thing that I would recommend everyone to invest in would be like a good set of notebooks. And I'm not saying just a notebook for each subject, I mean a notebook for each topic. So for physics, we have stuff like waves, we have stuff like particle physics, and chemistry, we have a whole topic called organic chemistry. So have a notebook for each topic so that you can take detailed notes on. So what I would recommend is to buy these lineless drawing books because for me it didn't limit me to doing what I want. It gave me a lot of space, and that's I felt comfortable doing it. This size is perfect for stuff like not revising, but actually studying for a topic. But when you want to revise stuff, A4 is better. So this is like my paper 1 prep. I filled the entire book with sticky notes and everything. Yeah, and also oh yeah, and for stuff like paper 3, I really recommend binding books because I felt like with paper 3 for chemistry and physics and maths, it's a lot of you absorbing the content rather than how you can apply. So a binder book would be perfect, and I will go into detail how you can make better notes with helping you memorize your content better. I'm gonna combine the second and third thing that I want to recommend to you guys, and that's color coding and sticky notes. They are literally the things that made sure I wasn't gonna fall flat on my face during those exams. Because to me, when I do note taking, I don't want to just I don't want to just copy down blocks of text. That's really tedious and that's really dull, and you get demotivated to study really easily. I mean, in my opinion and in my experience, when I'm just using ordinary blue or black pen and just writing, not even bullet pointing, just writing text down, then even bullet pointing sometimes it's just boring and you don't want to do it anymore, and you just don't feel like studying anymore, and then you end up going onto YouTube. Yeah, personal experience. Anyways, so what I do is I'm going to show you my waves book again. So the colored notes really help because number one, the colored pens really help. The colored pens really help because number one, doesn't that look, okay, this is not my best page, but there's one, doesn't that look pretty? Doesn't this page look pretty? Oh my god, it does look pretty, right? Well, I think it looks pretty. I don't know if anyone else agrees. And when you open your book, you just feel it literally adds color to the darkness of it all. it just makes everything so lively and so cheerful, and you know, it's not it just reduces stress. I don't want to be, you know, exaggerating anything, but that's just what I felt when I look at like bunch of like colors popping out in my face when I'm trying to study. It's really nice, and that's number one. And number two, when you have stuff like that, it really helps you remember because it's more engaging, and it helps you remember easily because, you know, the colors are bright and they pop. So like two examples that I want to go over. For those who take IB physics, you guys would know like one of the high level topics is fields, and the two big things about the fields topic is like electrical fields and gravitational fields. And so what I do, so here's an example of color coding. I have orange for electrical and then purple for gravitational. I keep that the same all the way throughout, and throughout the note taking. And another example would be in IB chemistry. There's a topic called electrochemistry, and then we have oxidation and reduction. And then so in that entire, I don't have that book right now because I couldn't find it, I'm sorry. Basically, for electrochemistry, like there's something called oxidation and reduction, and then for oxidation I had purple, and the reduction reactions I had green. So every time I would write out those reactions in my little topical notebook. I would just like write, oh, this is a reduction reaction, so I'd be like reduction reaction, so I'd be like green, and then da 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 da, you know, so da 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 da. Wait, reduction is yeah, da 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 plus electron arrow, and then like ion, and then if this is oxidation, then da 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 arrow and positive ion, and then plus electron. So stuff like that, like these two were literally what I use for electrochemistry, and I don't have that right now, and I would so love to share it, but I don't. So stuff like that, and like sticky notes are also really important because they really make sure the information that you consider really relevant and really important stand out. And so an example that I have would be right here, electromagnetic HL, like literally like all of these, you know, like if I have important pictures, I just want to, like, you know, I wasn't so great at this topic because it was one of those topics, those last minute topics, and so what really helped me was using those sticky notes, like helping me remember them. And when I'm like, you know, when I have to enter the test room in like 10 or 20 minutes and I need to, like, you know, do a quick revision, I would like just pop this book out, flip the pages, and just look at, you know, the sticky notes, because you're not gonna have time to read through all this text. This text is just there. You do this text so that it helps you like absorb the content better while you study for it the first time. The real deal when you actually revise is like all those like big colors, the things that are short, and the things that look visually the things that are short, concise, and the things that visually stand out. So if I want to have important information, even if it's a lot, a sticky note can just help. So you would just go and you just read, and then you'll be like, okay, usually they would ask to apply Lenz's law to a certain situation, and then this is the stuff I should write. The statement of Lenz's law, the direction of the current, and the direction of the force with the left-hand rule, whatever. And that's really important. So that's just, it's not the most essential thing, but for me it was just so helpful. And another example of how sticky notes was so helpful was if you guys study chemistry, I'm so sorry, this is going to be a video about chemistry and physics, but like they're the best ones that I took notes for. So in chemistry, we have organic chemistry, and that's in my opinion, that was the most demanding topic because there was just so much content to absorb, so much to like memorize, like these mechanisms. And so what I would do is have like big sticky notes and then draw out those mechanisms that I see on the mark schemes of the exams. And so you can see this is SN2 mechanism, and then one mechanism that our chemistry class didn't really go over was electrophilic substitution, and then my friend was really unsure of what that was at the time. we were like revising on that day, paper 1, paper 2. I have no idea what one that it was, but it was an afternoon test. We were studying together in the morning, and I already made these notes, and she just looked at them, and then she read like a bit of the textbook, and she was like, Alex, I got it. And so it helped her, and then she was able, and she told me, and then like a question on electrophilic substitution actually came up on the test, and she was like, I actually answered it well, and we were like discussing what we answered. We both wrote the same thing. But yeah, like it really helped. Sticky notes and really helps because like when you're doing last minute studying and everything, it just like makes sure all the information that you need is in your head. And so yeah, like stuff like that. And also like sticky notes and coloring comes they become so handy when it comes to studying paper 3. And everyone who does a paper 3 in their science and their maths, even maths, would know that it's more about how much of the content you've absorbed and how knowledgeable you are, rather than how you can apply those. Paper 1, paper 2 is when they test like both your knowledge and your ability to apply the concepts. But paper 3 is mostly on how much you know, not how much you can apply. And in my opinion, and that's really good because that's a whole test paper on just one topic, and that means you don't really have an excuse to not study for it. I got a 7. I got a 7 on all of my paper 3s because I put so much effort into note taking. And like, for example, for our option topic in chemistry we took energy, and so each time I take notes, they're like different. So there's something called octane number, that's all you need to know. So usually they would have like methods to do something or ways of doing something, so I have like a color for each method. Like catalytic cracking, I don't know if you'll see it, and then thermal cracking, and then catalytic reforming, purple, orange, and pink, and then like direct processes and indirect processes. It just makes it stand out more. And then like another one I have right here. So this is an actual question called outline how a DSSC works. And so if you want to like write down a question and the bullet point answers, explain questions and bullet point answers that you from the mark scheme. And it really helps to study from the mark scheme. And no, it's not memorizing answers. You know, you like, even if you've read so many different texts, sometimes you'll never, even if you do that, you can never be 100% sure that's what they're looking for. You know, like you can never be 100% sure doing the mark schemes either, but it just betters your chance of getting the answer they want, because the explained questions are actually more subjective than people perceive them to be. And so it's really important. And so the thing about sticky notes is that whenever I come across something that's, you know, like difficult, or something that I feel like I need to remember, something that I need to like, oh god, I need to know this right before I go into the testing room, then I would like take out a sticky note and then like just write it here. And so this is something I struggled with, like distances and angular resolution problems, and I think that came up in our test, I'm not sure, but like, yeah, like if I need to really, if it's something really urgent, like, oh, because explain how bread fringes are formed, and I'm like, no phase keywords like no phase difference and everything are included, and that's what I said. So the next thing I do is also like, actually, if there's a past paper question that I find particularly not difficult, but like there's stuff called trendy questions, and basically they're like questions that always come up and questions that you should know how to eyeball, and so to make things easier. And then so that would be stuff like in this topic, that would be stuff like finding the angle of like these variation intensity curves. And then so I would like print an entire question out, cut out each part, and then put it in and annotate it with the color code, like, oh, this is the formula you use, and this is like the stuff I use. And then the next thing about color coding that I want to put is, even if you don't feel like you can summarize the text or like, you know, make bullet points of it and everything. You don't want to just use black pen, blue pen. So there was this text on missing orders that I really didn't know how to summarize. So what I basically did was copy a lot of it, but I have a different color for each sentence. So when you're like switching between pens, it makes sure your mind is like not falling asleep. It makes sure you're not, you know, falling asleep or getting too bored. You're like doing more than just one thing, and it keeps you going. It sustains your motivation. And so that is what I do. And then yeah, again, more sticky notes. So my final say on sticky notes is when you're doing past paper questions, have a sticky note beside you right away. And there's the final thing that I do to study, and which are posters. Now, unfortunately, I don't have those right now because when I came back from my final exam with chemistry paper 3, my people in my house just took it all down because they thought that my room looked extremely messy. They were like, you know, they've always wanted to clean it up, so they just tore it all down. I don't have any of them now, but hopefully I included, it's like with a song from ABBA. And like for the posters, hopefully I have a picture here, and like basically for maths, that's how I studied maths. I would like have all of these formulas up on the board, like for example vectors. That topic is particularly formula heavy, if you know what I mean. There are like so many different approaches to like find the cross product or to find the distance, find the shortest distance between two lines. And then I write all of them down with like those colored pens and colored markers, and then I would stick it on my room, on the walls of my room. And what's great about it is that you would wake up to it every morning, and that's the first thing that you see. You leave your room and that's what you see. You enter your room and that's what you see. So you're always like at least in visual contact with the content that you need to know. So tip about posters: if you're someone who don't do well with like writing books out, then make posters. They're fun, they're big, and they're just so they just look so good, and it actually ensures you're seeing the content more than once, you know. So if you're someone who you know will be too lazy with writing books like this, then posters are definitely something that you should do. Like I said, you're gonna be in touch with the content more regularly than you would without it, and so that would really help you remember stuff better. And then like when you're answering a test, you'll be like, okay, what did my poster look like? What did it say? And then that's how, you know, and then you remember stuff, and then it saves you when you write that last sentence of explanation on the test, or like last step of calculation. And yeah. So those are the 4 main things that I did, I think. Notebooks, colored pens, and sticky notes, and posters. Yeah, so I really hope everyone enjoyed the video. I know if it's a little disorganized, which I think it is, please like if you have anything you want to ask to clarify something, just comment down below and I will answer those questions to the best of my abilities. I know I'm fully aware of me saying that. I know I say that with a lot of, I know I'm saying that without, you know, and I know, and my friends will probably laugh when they hear that, but because, you know, comments probably won't even come up, but I hope you find it useful, and to everyone who's doing the IB, good luck, and yeah, I will be, and so to everyone who's doing the IB, who's studying for the IB in the senior year, especially those who are entering their second year of IB, start now. Try those techniques that I've just introduced right now, and yeah, like it will really help because you have all these IAs to do and all these essays, the TOK essay and the final draft of your E and like IAs to do, and it's just gonna take time away from your studying, which is so essential to that compact exams of the compact final exams at the end of the year. Yeah, so good luck to everyone, and I hope it helps, and I'll see you again soon.